when your opinions don't matter, when you find yourself being disrespected by the very woman that supposedly is supposed to be loving you, that's supposed to be your partner, when society itself tells you to sit down and shut up, at some point you get irritated, you get agitated. It's time to wake up, man. This is a new age. The reason that it has gotten so bad is because many men sat back and just let this happen. They at some point lost their backbone. At some point, they just gave up. They threw in a towel and cut their nuts off. This is a Tarek Talks Midnight Podcast. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. At some point, men, as you are growing up, you are going to realize that as a man, you really have no say-so. Your opinion really doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your opinion is going to be looked at as offensive. If you do have an opinion about a certain subject, everyone will turn around and give you this puzzled face. Like, why are you even talking? Why are you even giving your opinion on this subject matter? You should sit back and shut up, because your opinion really doesn't matter. And you will be told this throughout your whole life. You will be shamed into not standing up for yourself. You will be told that standing up for yourself is wrong. And innately, this is going to irritate you. But what do you do instead? You just sit back and accept it. Your supposed spouse, your supposed loved one can say anything that she wants to you. She can belittle you. She can demand finances. She can demand anything that she wants from you. And you are supposed to say, yes, dear. Yes, honey. Now, granted, to the few men that actually respect themselves, this doesn't happen. But let's just be honest. The new age of man has a yes, dear mentality. What is a yes, dear mentality? A yes, dear mentality is one of the most submissive, weakest, docile characteristics a man could have. It is when he basically forfeits his manhood. It is basically when he cuts his manhood off and hangs it up. He's basically letting himself sit on a back burner. He's basically throwing his needs, his wants, and his mental health away, stored in a closet, because he doesn't have the self-respect to stand up for himself. He is too afraid for the backlash. He is too afraid that he will end up sleeping on a couch. He will be afraid that he is not going to be allowed intimacy. All of these repercussions will happen simply because he voiced his opinion. But as I stated earlier, this is the majority of the men. It is not entirely all of men. And men, when you wake up, when you actually develop a backbone, when you say enough is enough, when you start putting your mental health first, when you start putting your physical health first, because let's be honest, most men prioritize none, you will start respecting yourself. When you put in the effort, when you work on your solid physique, when you work on your solid foundation, which is mental as well, you will start respecting your mind and your body, and you will start tolerating less and less. When you have worked on yourself, when you have finally woke up, when you finally have told yourself, this is enough, I'm not having this anymore. I have too much respect for myself. That is when the tides turn. That is when your perspective will change. This is when you will tolerate less and less of the BS. You will tolerate people talking to you. You will not tolerate people talking to you any kind of which way. You will not tolerate your significant other talking to you any kind of which way. You will put a quick end to it. You will state your purpose. You will state how you feel, and you will state this and move on if it is not met. If your respect is not met, then you will just walk away from the person or persons. There is no need for you to sit there and take it. Oh, she's just being her. That's just how she normally is. No, that's not how she just is. She lost all respect for you. And this is how she is because you're allowing this. You're allowing the disrespect. You're allowing her to use you as a doormat. You're allowing society, you're allowing people to use you as a doormat. And every day you wake up miserable. Is this really how you want to live your life? Is this really how you want people to treat you? I don't think so. Will you lose some people along the way? You will. Fuck them. You shouldn't care. If they feel like respecting you is such an arduous task, if they feel like respecting you is such an impossible feat, then they do not need to be in your life, period. The more and more you let people trample over you, the more and more you will feel less than, the more and more your physical will start to deteriorate. The more and more your mental will start to deteriorate until you are just a shell of yourself. And this is no way for any man to live. Once again, fellas, this is your calling to wake up if you have not already. If you have not already realized that this world is against you in a lot of ways. And it is not meant to sound doom and gloom. But if you really look at how things are set up, it is set up to where you are not allowed to voice any of your opinions because you will be titled all type of names. You will be titled every type of name in the book for simply standing up for yourself, for simply stating something that is common sense, for simply stating something that is logical, like common respect. And at some point, you're not going to care about people leaving your life. This is when you truly know that you have reached a stage where you have risen as a man, when you just don't give a damn anymore. You don't even care if one of your closest friends, who was really not really a friend this whole time, you don't even care if he walks out of your life, because if he was disrespecting you, he should have never been there in the first place. The women that you are dealing with, no matter how good they are in the bed, no matter how seductive they are, no matter how attractive they are, when they belittle you, when they feel like they are standing on top of you, you have no quarrels about cutting them off. You have no kind of problem within yourself to tell her that she is welcome to kick rocks. You have no problem telling her that she is more than welcome to go fuck off. This is when you truly know that you are climbing up to the next level, because it's not fair to yourself. It is not fair to your soul. It's not fair to your spirit to let the abuse keep going. That's not what you were meant to be on earth for. You weren't meant to be on earth to be some kind of step stool. You weren't meant to be on earth to be a doormat. With that being said, gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Good night.